The sad last days of Robin Gibb. What happened to Robin Gibb? Robin Gibb was born Robin Hugh Gibb on December 22, 1949, in Douglas, Isle of Man, a small island situated between England and Ireland. He was the twin brother of Maurice Gibb and one of the three members of the iconic Bee Gees, alongside their elder brother, Barry Gibb. Robin's early life was marked by a deep passion for music, a trait that he shared with his brothers from a very young age. The Gibb family moved to Manchester, England, when Robin was still a child, and it was here that the boys first began to cultivate their musical talents. Their father, Hugh Gibb, was a bandleader and drummer, and he encouraged his sons to pursue their interest in music. The family's move to Australia in 1958 proved to be a turning point in Robin's life, as it was in this new environment that the Bee Gees began to take shape as a musical group. In the early 1960s, the Gibb brothers began performing as the Bee Gees, a name derived from the initials BG for Brothers Gibb. They initially found success in Australia, where they released several singles and gained a following. However, it wasn't until their return to England in 1967 that their careers truly took off. Robin, with his distinctive high-pitched voice, became known for his emotional and haunting vocal style, which would become a signature element of the Bee Gees sound. The group's first major hit in the UK was New York Mining Disaster 1941, followed by a string of successful singles, including To Love Somebody and Massachusetts. Robin's ability to convey deep emotion through his voice helped the Bee Gees carve out a unique space in the music industry, setting them apart from other pop groups of the time. The Bee Gees experienced a period of immense popularity in the 1970s, particularly during the disco era. Their contributions to the soundtrack of the 1977 film Saturday Night Fever catapulted them to international superstardom. Robin, alongside his brothers Barry and Maurice, became the face of the disco movement, with hits like Stayin' Alive, Night Fever, and How Deep Is Your Love. Robin's ethereal falsetto, often layered with his brothers' harmonies, created a sound that was both infectious and groundbreaking. The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack became one of the best-selling albums of all time, and the Bee Gees' influence on the music industry was unparalleled during this period. Robin's songwriting prowess also shone through, as he co-wrote many of the group's biggest hits, contributing to their status as one of the best-selling music artists of all time. Despite the Bee Gees' success, Robin Gibb faced personal challenges throughout his life. He struggled with the pressures of fame and the complexities of his relationship with his brothers. In 1969, Robin temporarily left the Bee Gees due to creative differences, pursuing a solo career that saw moderate success. His solo single, Saved by the Bell, became a hit in the UK, but Robin eventually reconciled with Barry and Maurice, rejoining the Bee Gees in 1970. The reunion marked a new chapter for the group, as they continued to evolve their sound and adapt to changing musical trends. Robin's solo work, although less commercially successful than the Bee Gees' collective efforts, showcased his versatility as an artist and his ability to explore different musical styles. One of the most significant and harrowing challenges Robin Gibb faced was his battle with serious illness. In 2011, Robin was diagnosed with colorectal cancer, a diagnosis that came after a period of unexplained weight loss and general malaise. This news was devastating, not just for Robin but for his family, friends, and fans who had followed his career for decades. The diagnosis marked the beginning of a grueling period of treatment that included surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation. Despite his determination to beat the disease, the cancer eventually spread to his liver, complicating his condition and leading to further health issues. The battle with cancer was not just a physical struggle for Robin but also an emotional and psychological one. The toll of the disease and its treatment was visible in his frail appearance and weakened voice, a stark contrast to the robust and dynamic performer that audiences had come to know. Yet, even as he faced this life-threatening illness, Robin remained optimistic and continued to work on music, demonstrating his unwavering passion for his craft. This period of bad news was a time of great uncertainty and fear, not only for Robin but for those who loved and admired him. Robin Gibb's life was also marked by personal tragedies that deeply affected him. The death of his twin brother and fellow Bee Gees member, Maurice Gibb, in 2003 was a particularly devastating blow. Maurice's sudden death from a heart attack, following complications from a twisted intestine, was shocking and heart-wrenching for Robin, who had shared an unbreakable bond with his twin throughout their lives. The loss of Maurice left a void in Robin's life, both personally and professionally, as the Bee Gees were not just a band but a family unit bound by a shared history and deep affection. This tragedy was compounded by the earlier loss of their younger brother, Andy Gibb, in 1988. Andy, who had enjoyed his own success as a pop star, succumbed to the effects of years of substance abuse at the age of 30. Robin was deeply affected by Andy's death, having watched his younger brother struggle with fame and its accompanying pressures. These familial losses weighed heavily on Robin, contributing to a sense of grief and melancholy that lingered throughout his later years. The bad news of losing his brothers was a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the deep connections that had shaped his existence. The final chapter of Robin Gibb's life was marked by a prolonged battle with illness. After his initial cancer diagnosis in 2011, Robin's health continued to deteriorate, leading to multiple hospitalizations and a visibly weakened state. Despite these challenges, Robin remained hopeful and even made public appearances, including a moving performance of the Bee Gees' classic How Deep Is Your Love at a London charity event in 2011. However, the bad news of his deteriorating health became increasingly apparent, and in early 2012, Robin fell into a coma after contracting pneumonia. Robin Gibb passed away on May 20, 2012, at the age of 62. His death was met with an outpouring of grief from fans around the world, marking the end of an era in music history. The bad news of Robin's passing was a poignant reminder of the loss of a musical legend, but it also served as a moment to reflect on his extraordinary contributions to the world of music. His legacy continues to live on through the timeless songs he created with his brothers, ensuring that Robin Gibb will always be remembered as one of the greatest musical talents of his generation.